Okay, hello and welcome to part 2 of Pixels Play Dragon Age Origins. I've actually applied a few more mods. There's the Morgan restoration thing, which I think I already had. Um, like Dragon Age Reloaded or Restored or something like that. I can't remember. Um, just a visual enhancement pack. Um, and I just wanted that changes, I think, Bella and Flemeth to look more like they do in Dragon Age 2. Um, so there's a few little tweaks here and there. Um, excuse the background a little bit here. Um, since I'm doing this more midday, this tends to happen. Not much I can do about it. I could try to get my blinds a little more closed, but I don't know. I mean, just kind of a general kind of sparkly green sparkles. At least yeah, might not be quite. Hopefully, it won't look quite as bad when I get into down to the corner. So anyway, let's just get into it, I guess. It's just a little distracting. It looks in my yeah, there's just like more text to it. I don't know. Can't really tell. It's a study rather than like this is exactly the same thing. Um, of course, scale armor requires more strength. And I could work on that, maybe get more medium armor. I'm kind of playing as if I were a warrior right now. I almost feel like I made a mistake playing a rogue. So this is stealth. Um, Use like my powers. Dirty fighting. I just stun the enemy for a short time. Weapon sweep. Lethal weapons. Broadford arc striking nearby enemies with one or both weapons, inflicting significantly more damage than normal. Okay. Yeah, I might need to get like a mod that like fixes some of the textures, particularly like this gate texture horrendously.
Very well.
Flores.
I'm told you all have business in the wilds. The gate's open for you. Just be careful out there. Even a Grey Warden won't be safe in the forest tonight.
What? On my.
Very well.
Okay, I can play it myself again. Oh, this looks very bad.
Over here.
Um,
Who is that? Grey Wardens?
Well, he's not half as dead as he looks, is he?
My scouting band was attacked by Darkspawn. They came out of the ground. Please help me. I've got to return to camp.
I have bandages in my pack.
Thank you. I've got to get out of here.
Did you hear? An entire patrol of seasoned men killed by Darkspawn.
Calm down, Sir Jory. We'll be fine if we're careful.
Those soldiers were careful, and they were still overwhelmed. How many Darkspawn can the four of us slay? A dozen? 100? There's an entire army in these forests.
There are Darkspawn about, but we're in no danger of walking into the bulk of the Horde.
How do you know? I'm not a coward, but this is foolish and reckless. We should go back.
I'm not a coward, but I'm a coward. Yeah, you sound like a coward to me.
I am simply trying to stay alive. You do not see me fleeing, do you?
A bit of fear isn't unnatural, you know. Few relish meeting Darkspawn up close. I know I don't.
Let's get this
Know
over with.
this. All Grey Wardens can sense Darkspawn. Whatever their cunning, I guarantee they won't take us by surprise. That's why I'm here.
You see, Sir Knight, we might die, but we'll be warned about it first.
That is reassuring.
That doesn't mean I'm here to make this easy, however. So let's get a move on.
Okay. Huh. Hey. Can't activate stealth in combat. What's the use of it? There's a dark vial of dark mind body.
It shall be done. It is begun.
Okay. It has begun.
That flower, white with a red center. The kennel master at Ostagar was asking about those. The kennel master said this flower can help dogs that get sick from biting darkspawn. At any rate, he was offering a reward if someone went into the wilds and brought him one. Might want to think about it is all.
Okay. Cool. So even if we didn't actually like go out of our way to take on the quest, we could still do it. That's nice. Ooh. That's foreboding. Sustain abilities reserve mana or stamina when they're activated. Okay. I guess that includes stealth.
I shall do it. Very well.
Anytime I didn't even notice that there's enemies nearby, oh, we're all wiped out. Rather spiking difficulty here. That's very significant spike in difficulty.
Ahead.
Alright, well, that helped a lot. Dang it. I should be playing as Alistair. What? What am I doing?
Oh no, you don't!
That went a lot better than it did the first time.
Do this, do that.
As you wish.
Pretty sure we have enough Darkspawn blood by now, but whatever. This may not be our destination.
Darkspawn. They just crop up everywhere, don't they?
China dagger, that might be.
Right.
Yep, that's where we're going.
Well, well. What have we here? Are you a vulture, I wonder? A scavenger, poking amidst a corpse whose bones were long since cleaned? Or merely an intruder, come into these darkspawn-filled wilds of mine in search of easy prey? What say you, Scavenger or intruder?
That is the Grave Wardens was on
The
the tower.
tower no longer. The wilds have obviously claimed this desiccated corpse. I have watched your progress for some time. Where do they go, I wondered. Why are they here? And now you disturb ashes none have touched for so long. Why is that?
Don't answer her. She looks chastened, and that means others may be nearby.
Oh, you fear barbarians will swoop down upon you.
Yes, swooping is bad.
She's a witch of the wild, she is. She'll turn us into toads.
Witch wilds. Such idle fancies, those legends. Have you no minds of your own? You there, handsome lad. Tell me your name and I shall tell you mine. Let us be civilized.
I'm still there. Pleasure to meet
Now
you.
that is a proper civil greeting, even here in the wilds. You may call me Morrigan. Shall I guess your purpose? You sought something in that chest? Something that is here no longer?
Here no longer. You stole them, didn't you? You're some kind of sneaky witch thief.
How very eloquent. How does one steal from dead men?
Quite easily, it seems. Those documents are Grey Warden property, and I suggest you return them.
I will not, for it was not I who removed them. Invoke a name that means nothing here any longer if you wish. I am not threatened.
And who removed them?
'Twas my mother, in fact.
Can you take us to her?
There is a sensible request. I like you.
I'd be careful. First it's, I like you, but then zap. Frog time.
She'll put us all in the pot, she will. Just you watch.
If the pot's warmer than this forest, it'd be a nice change.
Follow me then, if it pleases you. Greetings, Mother. I bring before you 4 Grey Wardens who...
I see them, girl. Much as I expected.
Are we supposed to believe you were expecting us?
You are required to do nothing, least of all believe. Shut one's eyes tight or open one's arms wide. Either way, one's a fool.
She's a witch, I tell you. We shouldn't be talking to her.
Quiet, Dabbit. If she's really a witch, do you want to make her mad?
There is a smart lad. Sadly irrelevant to the larger scheme of things, but it is not I who decides. Believe what you will. And what of you? Do you possess a different viewpoint? Or do you believe as the others do?
I don't know if her character model changes later or if I just didn't install it correctly. I mean, I used the Nexus mod manager, so... Believe you have something we need.
They did not come to listen to your wild tales, Mother.
True, they came for their treaties, yes? And before you begin barking, your precious seal wore off long ago. I have protected these.
You... Oh, you protected them.
And why not? Take them to your Grey Wardens and tell them this Blight's threat is greater than they realize.
Thank you.
Such manners. Always in the last place you look. Like stockings. Oh, do not mind me. You have what you came for.
Time for you to go, then.
Do not be ridiculous, girl. These are your guests.
Oh, very well. I will show you out of the woods. Follow me.
Let me see here. There's that guy who was looking for a flower. That's probably...
Greetings. Are you one of the Grey Wardens that went into the wilds? Did you happen to see any white flowers?
Guess what, I have one of them
I
with
don't
me.
know for sure that the flower will aid my poor hounds, but it's worth trying. I have, let's see, 20 silver to offer as a reward for it.
That should be fine.
Thank you for your assistance, then. Perhaps we won't lose as many hounds as I'd feared.
Soldiers of Ferelden, my sisters extend.
Injuries. One remembers the fallen in combat. He or she has not sustained a serious injury. The injuries cause penalties. Then be carried with an injury kit or certain high level spells. Injury is indicated by a small red icon you can see above the click bar. When you have the injury selected on the character record. I think the injury has been fixed. I don't see a injury icon. small red icon that you see above the quick bar. Huh. I'm just guessing a bit.
So you returned from the wilds. Have you been successful?
We have.
Good. I've had the Circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
You should tell you about Morgan and her mother.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had scrolls. They were both very odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining.
Tell us what we're
I
trolls
will
about.
not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now, rather than later.
Is that why the joining is so secret?
If only such secrecy were unnecessary, and all understood the necessity of such sacrifice. Sadly, that will never be so.
Let's go then. I'm anxious to see this joining now.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
Come down, there's nothing we can do
I
about
only
it now.
know that my wife is in Highover with a child on the way. If they had warned me, it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight. You saw those
Make a good
Darkspawns
point.
tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them? Maybe you'll die. Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops the Darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining. The Grey Wardens were founded during the First Blight, when humanity stood on the verge of annihilation. So it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
Let's get on with it then.
We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward. Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No! You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I am sorry. But the joining is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the taint for the greater good. From this moment forth, you are a Grey Warden. It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
I still can't believe you killed Sir Jory.
Jory was warned that there was no turning back, as were you all. When he went for his blade, however, he left me no choice. It brought me no pleasure to end his life. The Blight demands sacrifices from us all. Thankfully, you stand here as proof they are not all made in vain.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the king.
Very well.
The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
Okay. Probably adjust the strength a little bit. There. Okay, the corrosion. I don't know. Should I go for combat training? Because that unlocks some skills, or some talents, rather. Dreadhound or Dreadhowl, or Dreadhowl or Charge.
If the king wants to see you and Duncan, you probably shouldn't keep him waiting. He might get
We
mad,
can speak more
start
after
crying.
the meeting with
You'll
the
feel
king.
bad. And,
Well, it won't be pretty.
Loghain, my decision is final. I will stand by the Grey Wardens in this assault.
You risk too much, Kalen. The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
If that's the case, perhaps we should wait for the Orlesian forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the young lord from Highever I met earlier. I understand congratulations are in order.
Thank you.
Every Grey Warden is needed now. You should be
Majesty.
honored to join their ranks.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kalen. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from
To flank
cover.
the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
I'll do my best.
Rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the Archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
Circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, Mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough. This plan will suffice. The Grey Wardens will light the beacon.
Thank you, Loghain. I cannot wait for that glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden to stem the tide of evil.
Yes, Kalen. A glorious moment for us all.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the King's personal request, Alistair. If the beacon is not lit, Tern Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
I'm ready to go.
Yes, so am I.
You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley.
We will light the
We will
beacon.
signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
No, I
And
have
I
to
must
do.
join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all.
Do we have a quick save? Is it like F8 or... F5. Okay, yeah. I heard.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The Blight ends here. Let's cross the bridge and get to the...
What? Get to the what?
You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
What are you talking about, man? Taken how?
The Darkspawn came up through the lower chambers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
Then we have to get to the beacon and light it ourselves.
Okay.
Very well.
Where are we heading? Oh, probably this way.
As you say. Very well. As you say. As you say.
Very well.
Okay. So there. We just backtrack for no reason.
I shall do it. Very well. Sometimes silence is best.
Oh. Okay.
Maker's breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here.
Maybe try telling them they're in the wrong place.
Right, because clearly this is all just a misunderstanding. We'll laugh about this later. At any rate, we need to hurry. We need to get up to the top of the tower and light the signal fire in time. Tyron Loghain will be waiting for the signal.
Yeah, sure he will. I think I may have done it prematurely.
Sometimes silence is best. The Darkspawn have sensed us.
Yeah. Am I? There we go. I think the key is to avoid letting yourself get surrounded. A game like this, combat's less about like actual like reflexes or whatever.
Very well.
What about how you're positioning yourself?
It shall be done.
Shooting him.
Loghain better be ready to charge as soon as we light the signal. The king is depending on us.
If I can't, I already activate combat. I have to like just indicate when combat's about to begin. And look at the gifts.
It has begun.
Friendly fire. The powers of magic are can be uncontrollable. Mages use spells like fireball that affect a whole area rather than just a single target. These spells can be useful. I guess enemies are also indiscriminate. Hard to follow like. It is difficult to say, however, party members take no damage from friendly fire, so we completely irrelevant to us. I mean, kind of rather have it just be an option. As I said before many times, that I think when it comes to certain difficulty options, it should be modular. As Resident Evil 2 Remake kind of proved. I don't know if that's been patched or not. Oops, okay, I guess we're off sooner than I thought. Oh shit. I need to stop moving and then use it. Oh, there we go.
Begun. As you say.
you say?
I think that, like, when it comes to, like, general game balance mechanics, difficulty settings aren't really that important, but when it comes to, like, quality of life or, I guess, realism type options, I think they should be modular. I mean, I always give the example of Fallout New Vegas, like the hardcore mode. It's like all or nothing.
I shall do it.
So if I want like just the realism of having to like eat, drink, sleep, like the life simulation aspects, well now I had to deal with other things like ammo having weight. I'm not sure how much the game is like rebalanced overall to account for these things, but I wonder if there's like if I can get access to some crafting right now to like combine items. It's the clip stuff. Chainmail is a little better, I think. There you go. Okay, I guess I can't do that without unequipping everything else. Oh, there's a gift. Okay. Might be a little better than we had. try to figure out if we have a crafting. There you go, crafting. That's just showing stuff we can use for crafting. Accomplishments. Chainmail, gray iron. Chainmail steel. It looks like a little. That's a higher tier. Cool. That, like, whatever that is, it might encumber my movement somewhat. I don't know. I'll also let crafting items to count against my total inventory, which I wouldn't mind. Boss time. Bam. Really?
Beacon's over here. Surely missed the signal. Let's light it quickly before it's too late.
Damn it. I'm trying to kind of figure out what items I can just. Are gonna be valuable to sell later on. Okay. Oh, this thing.
Sound the retreat.
What about the king? Should we not...
Do as I command.
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
I say I don't quite fully understand. Like, there'd be a ton of witnesses to like the whole event of him calling the retreat instead of. I mean, that bit of a logical. I don't know. I just. Hello. How are you? Well, that was a pretty cool game. I guess, really downer ending, though.
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased.
I remember you.
I am Morrigan, lest you have forgotten, and we are in the wilds where I am bandaging your wounds. You are welcome, by the way. How does your memory fare? Do you remember Mother's rescue?
From a tower?
Mother managed to save you and your friend, though 'twas a close call. What is important is that you both live. The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well.
You mean Alistair?
The suspicious dim-witted one who was with you before. Yes. He is outside by the fire. Mother asked to see you when you awoke.
Thank you for helping me.
You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer.
I will go then.
I will stay and make something to eat.
Oh, key required, okay.
You must speak to Mother, then be gone. You have an army of Darkspawn to avoid, and 'twould be best to get an early start.
Why does your mother want to see
I
that?
do not know. She rarely tells me her plans.
I mean, you're severe.
Yes, but I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
That's the
I
question.
do not mind. Take your time.
Are we safe here?
We are safe for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it.
Why does your mother save us?
I wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
Haven't be nobility, you know.
I stand corrected.
How did she manage to rescue us exactly?
She turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon. If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you.
Any survivors besides us?
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now.
Why did Tyrion abandon the king?
I do not know who this Loghain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it.
That's enough
I
questions.
agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
Not fake to Morgan's mother.
If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
Must be very old and powerful.
Must I? Age and power are relative. It depends on who is asking. Compared to you, yes, on both counts.
Then why didn't you save Duncan? He was our leader.
I am sorry for your Duncan, but your grief must come later. In the dark shadows before you take vengeance, as my mother once said. Duty must come now. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
Of course not.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
What is Archim exactly?
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
What Tyrion hopes to gain by betraying the king?
The throne? He's the Queen's father. Still, I can't see how he'll get away with murder.
You speak as if he would be the first king to gain his throne that way. Grow up, boy.
If Al Eamon knew what he did, he would never stand for it. The Landsmeet would never stand for it. There would be civil war.
Earl of
I
Redcliffe?
suppose. Al Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Sounds like an excellent idea.
Such determination. How intriguing.
I still don't know if Al Eamon's help would be enough. He can't defeat the Darkspawn horde by himself.
Trade our other allies we can call
Of
on.
course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Well, isn't that what Grey Wardens do?
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Yes, thank you for everything.
No,
Falmouth.
no, thank you. You are the Grey Wardens here, not I. Now, before you go, there is yet one more thing I can offer you.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
Thank you, but Morgan herself doesn't wish to join us.
Her magic will be useful. Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Very well.
Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite Ferelden against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I
understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
I understand.
Allow me to get my things, if you please. I am at your disposal, Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
I prefer you speak your mind.
You will regret saying that.
Dear sweet mother, you are so kind to cast me out like this. How fondly I shall remember this moment.
Well, I always said if you want something done, do it yourself. Or hear about it for a decade or two afterwards.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
Oh, get over yourself.
If you worry that I will summon demons and transform into an abomination, I assure you I will at least wait until you are not looking.
I feel better already.
I think we should just get out.
Farewell, mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
Lovering.
And I expect each of you to supply these men. We must rebuild what was lost at Ostagar, and quickly. There are those who would take advantage of our weakened state if we let them. We must defeat this Darkspawn incursion, but we must do so sensibly and without hesitation.
Your lordship, if I might speak. You have declared yourself Queen Anora's regent, and claim we must unite under your banner for our own good. But what of the army lost at Ostagar? Your withdrawal was most fortuitous.
Everything I have done has been to secure Ferelden's independence. I have not shirked my duty to the throne, and neither will any of you!
The Banon will not bow to you simply because you demand it.
Understand this. I will brook no threat to this nation from you or anyone.
Bantegan, please!
Your Majesty, your father risks civil war. If Eamon were here...
Bantegan, my father is doing what is best.
Did he also do what was best for your husband, Your Majesty?
I guess it is kind of public knowledge that he retreated. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Wake up, gentlemen. More travelers to attend to. I'd guess that fellow is the leader.
They don't look much like them others. You know, maybe we should just let these ones pass.
Nonsense. Greetings, travelers.
Highwaymen, preying on those fleeing the Darkspawn, I suppose.
They are fools to get in our way. I say, teach them a lesson.
Now, is that any way to greet someone? A simple 10 silvers, and you're free to move on.
You should listen to your friend. We're not refugees.
What did I tell you? No wagons, and this one looks armed.
The toll applies to everyone, Henrik. That's why it's a toll, and not, say, a refugee tax.
Oh, right.
Toll's a toll, and the roll's a
Even if
roll.
you're no refugee,
We don't have no tolls, and we
still
can't
got
get
to
the rolls.
pay.
Made it up myself. Forget it.
Well, I can't say I'm pleased to hear that. We have rules, you know.
Right. We get to ransack your corpse then. Those are the rules.
Do you really want to fight a Great Ward?
Did he
A
say
Grey
he's a
Warden?
Grey Warden? Them ones killed the king.
Traitors to Ferelden, I hear. Tern Loghain put quite a bounty on any who are found.
But aren't them Grey Wardens good? I mean, really good? Good enough to kill a king?
You have a point. Well, let's forget about the toll. We'll just leave you to your darkspawn fighting, king-killing ways.
No, the Grey Wardens could use a donation.
You don't say.
They is really good, boss. Remember?
Well, yes. 20 silvers? That's all we've collected today.
An excellent donation, thank you.
Then take it. Do enjoy your stay in Lothering and all that.
New quest, bandits on the road. Dead Templar. Okay, yeah, that's the. So at least in this game, crafty items do take up inventory space, but again, I don't know how to craft, so.
Enemies approaching.
What? Okay, I just taking. I feel like it's digging for their stuff. Okay. And I suppose we might as well just like take care of these guys anyway.
Surrender. We're just trying to get by before the darkspawn get us all.
You picked the wrong target.
Yes, of course. We should have been more careful. I'm sorry.
Turning into the
There
fortress.
aren't any. Just the Templars, and they'll execute me.
Want some questions answered?
What could I tell you? We aren't even from these parts.
What's going on in
It's
Lothering?
packed full. The band took his men north with Tern Loghain, so there's no one looking out for it except a few Templars at the Chantry. Well, I was just trying to feed my family, you know?
Heard about any survivals from the
Couple,
battle?
maybe. A group of wounded ash warriors came by earlier. Got right out of their way.
What news have you heard?
Everyone's saying how the Grey Wardens betrayed the king during the Darkspawn fight. Got him and themselves killed. Tern Loghain pulled out just in time. First thing he's doing as regent is putting a bounty on Grey Wardens.
What exactly have you been
Well,
doing?
watching for folks fleeing from the south. Chasing from the wilds and farmholders, mostly. There aren't soldiers here anymore, so we help ourselves. We try not to hurt anyone too much.
I'm asking
Well,
questions.
then let me go!
use some soldiers. Although I don't think it's gonna happen. Didn't look like player character material.
Yes, yes, of course. The coins we collected are right here. Just over 100 silvers. The rest is in the chests we brought. I swear. What, are you joking, right? I could never be a soldier.
Let's start running and don't come back.
Bless you. The Darkspawn can have this place.
A bunch of trap triggers, which I don't really care a whole lot about crafting traps. I was making master combat training, that should be.
Well, there it is. Lothering. Pretty as a painting.
Ah, so you have finally decided to rejoin us, have you? Falling on your blade in grief seemed like too much trouble, I take it.
Is my being upset so hard to understand? Have you never lost someone important to you? Just what would you do if your mother died?
Before or after I stopped laughing?
Right, very creepy. Forget I asked.
Just get to the point.
Anyway, I thought we should talk about where we intend to go first.
I need to look for Fergus. He might still be alive.
He was out scouting in the wilds, wasn't he? That's what the king said.
Then attempting to look for him there would be foolish. He is either dead or he managed to flee to the north.
Very sensitive.
I am simply saying that it is foolish to mount a rescue when you have no notion where this man is and the wilds are overrun with darkspawn. You will either find him somewhere outside the wilds with other survivors, or not at all.
We need to hear some news before we can decide.
But we need to decide what our general plan is for afterwards, don't we? I think what Flemeth suggested is the best idea. These treaties, have you looked at them?
Not yet.
There are three main groups that we have treaties for. The Dalish Elves, the Dwarves of Orzammar, and the Circle of Magi. I also still think that Arleman is our best bet for help. We might even want to go to him first.
Is there a way to contact the Grey
Short of
Wardens?
leaving Ferelden to seek them out, the only place to send word to would be Weishaupt Fortress. And that's thousands of miles away.
Why are you leaving it up to me?
Well, I don't know where we should go. I'll do whatever you decide.
Now that is unsurprising.
Arleman is a good man, but I don't know for sure he's where we should go. I'm not going to fight about it.
What do you think we should do,
Go after
Morgan?
your enemy directly. Find this man Loghain and kill him. The rest of this business with the treaties can then be done in safety.
Yes, he certainly wouldn't see that coming, and it's not like he has the advantage of an army and experience and...
I was asked for my opinion and I gave it. If your wish is to come up with reasons why something cannot be done, we will stand here until the Darkspawn are upon us.
We need to find these people.
I can give you directions if you like.
Where do we find our
You'll be at
Arleman?
Castle Redcliffe, in the far western part of Ferelden, next to the mountain passes. If he isn't there, someone will be able to tell us where he is. If
Data
we
shelf?
head eastward, towards the Brazilian forest, we should hear word of one of the clans that wanders that area. Hopefully they will still be there.
Dwarves.
We would need to speak to their king in Orzammar. That means heading west into the Frostback Mountains, which won't be easy.
Circle of
That will
Magi.
be at their tower on Lake Kalenhard to the north. We'll be looking for the first enchanter, whoever that is.
Or Loganby,
If
exactly.
he isn't out in the field with his army, he's probably going to be at the palace in Denerim. We can go to Denerim, but somehow I suspect that they're not going to let us just walk around. Only a suspicion, of course.
We need more
Then you have a plan. Fair enough.
Where'd you get
Let's
going?
head into the village whenever you're ready.
There we go. There's some skills. I need flasks to actually like make poisons. Cool.
So let's talk about your mother for a moment.
I'd rather talk about your mother.
Well, there's nothing to talk about. And besides, isn't your mother a scary witch who lives in the middle of a forest? Much more interesting.
To you, perhaps, you would find the moss growing upon a stone interesting.
You know what's more interesting than that? Apostates, mages outside of the tower. That's illegal, you know.
You did not read that in a book somewhere, did you? I hope the small letters did not strain you overmuch.
Or we could not talk about your mother. That works for me.
I'm already like over. Where's a shop where I can sell shit?
You there. If you're looking for safe shelter, I'll warn you, there's none to be found.
It's just a guess, but I'm thinking everyone in Lothering is aware of the approaching Darkspawn horde.
Merchant. We're just.
Back off. I have the right to charge what I wish.
You profit from their misfortune. I should have the Templars give away everything in your carts.
You wouldn't dare. Any of you step too close to my goods and I'll...
It's so nice to see everyone working together in a crisis. Warms the heart.
Oh, you there. You look able. Would you care to make a tiny profit helping a beleaguered businessman?
Get rid of this trying part and I'll consider it.
I'm not the only one with some business sense.
He is charging outlandish prices for things people desperately need. Their blood is filling his pockets.
'Tis only survival of the fittest. All of these cretins would do the same in his shoes, given the chance.
I have limited supplies. The people decide what those supplies are worth to them.
You bought most of your wares from these very people last week. Now they flee for their lives, and you want to talk business?
Look, stranger, I've 100 silvers if you drive this rabble off, starting with that priest. I'm an honest merchant, nothing more.
actually do the bidding of this evil little man.
Absolutely, off you go.
May your heartlessness bring you exactly what you deserve.
A fine sentiment, if I've ever heard one.
You're so nice. I bet you make allies everywhere you go.
Ha! Serves that wench right. You have my thanks. And 100 silvers, yes?
You're making killing me too.
Right, fair enough. But only you. This
See what
way.
you have then.
And beware the urchins. They have grabby little hands.
Okay, I need to sell things. Oh, okay, I got... Me taking a break here, I guess. So no, it's been almost 2 hours, so I think I might call this a stream for now, since yeah, since this is gonna take a little while anyway. Let's have a report. Well, patrons full patron Aaron McMahon, thank you, Aaron. You can become patrons for as little as $1 per month. You know, the standard deal. Of course, you can also do a bunch of little things that will help in smaller but no less significant ways, in no less appreciated ways. So consider that as well. I'll be back in a few minutes with part 3. So look forward to that. And until then, sayonara.